Okay, so we're going to dive deep into Canadian politics today.
Yeah,
We've got some interesting polls.
for sure.
They paint a kind of strange,
hmm
maybe concerning
Yeah.
picture of what's happening.
Yeah, north of the border.
Yeah, north of the 49th parallel.
Right.
So
Yeah, the scene is
let's talk about
definitely shifting.
Prime Minister Trudeau
Right.
and
His approval ratings
his approval
are taking hits.
are taking a hit.
Some polls are even going so far as to suggest that he's less popular than,
Okay.
wait for it,
Okay, I'm waiting.
Donald Trump.
I know.
It's wild.
It's wild. So we've got this Abacus data poll.
Right.
Shows Trudeau at 23% favorability,
Yes.
while Trump sits at 26.
Which is
mean,
pretty wild.
Pretty wild considering how polarizing Trump is.
Yeah, I mean, this is outside of the U.S.
Right.
So.
Yep. What are your thoughts on this?
What?
23 versus 26. What's going on?
It challenges, I think, a lot of the conventional wisdom that we have about the rally around the flag effect.
Right.
So you would typically think that, when there's external criticism
Right.
of a country's leader,
Uh-huh.
that domestic support increases.
Right.
But in this case,
Yeah.
that doesn't seem to be happening.
It's the opposite, it seems.
Yeah.
So why do you think that is?
Yeah.
What's different here? Why is Trudeau not getting...
Are a number of factors at play here.
Mhm.
First of all,
Yeah.
Trudeau's been dealing with a number of domestic controversies
Right.
over the past few years.
Right. Yeah.
And these may have eroded some of the public's trust.
Right.
Additionally, I think we also have to consider that the global political landscape
Mhm.
is more fractured than ever.
Right.
And traditional...
It's messy out there.
It's messy.
Yeah.
And the dynamics of international relations, I think, are changing.
Oh.
So it's possible that Canadians are simply less inclined to just blindly support their leader
Right.
in the face of foreign criticism,
Especially
when that criticism
yeah,
aligns with their own
their own domestic concerns.
concerns domestically.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we agree with that.
Right.
Yeah, so if Trudeau isn't benefiting from this,
Right.
The
rally around the flag effect.
rally around the flag effect.
Right.
What does that mean
It definitely
for his political
weakens his position.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if other world leaders
Right.
see him,
Perceive him.
perceive him as lacking strong domestic support,
Right. It's like,
it could impact his ability to negotiate effectively.
does he have a mandate
Right.
to even be speaking for
And it makes it harder for
the country?
Canada to have
Yeah.
its voice heard
Yeah.
on the world stage.
Right. So it's being questioned at home and abroad.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to another interesting data point.
Okay.
And that is the Nanos Research poll
Uh-huh.
and Canadians' opinions on who should lead the Liberal Party.
Okay.
And the interesting thing here
Yeah.
is that none of the above
Right.
was the most popular choice.
The 26% response rate?
26%?
It's just pretty significant.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Yes.
Um,
And I think it indicates
tell us.
the level of dissatisfaction that Canadians have.
Yeah.
And it suggests that
They've had issues.
the issues go beyond just Trudeau himself,
Right.
and that there's a real lack of confidence in the Liberal Party's ability to offer
Right.
viable alternatives.
So Mark Carney
Right.
got 18%.
Okay.
Trudeau and Freeland tied at 11.
And then everybody else.
Single digits.
Single digits.
Right. So
What is that?
I mean, this paints a pretty bleak picture for the Liberals' chances in the upcoming election.
Right.
Because there's not a clear front runner
Uh-huh.
that inspires confidence in a significant portion of the population.
Yeah, nobody's jumping out as
This suggests that they're facing a real crisis of leadership
Right.
and vision.
And of course, this is all happening
Right.
with the election deadline looming.
Right, October 25th,
2024.
2024.
Less than a year away.
Not that far away.
Right.
Yeah.
Some analysts are saying that Trudeau's best bet would have been to resign months ago.
Like back in the summer?
Yeah. To give the Liberals a chance to regroup.
Right, to give them more time.
Yeah.
To kind of get their act together.
Right.
Um,
But it's hard to speculate on what could have been.
It's hard to speculate.
Yeah.
But what we do know
Right.
is that the Liberals are in a very difficult position right now,
Yeah.
especially with the election
Just around the corner.
right around the corner.
Yeah, especially when you consider that Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre
Right.
has been
He's been leading.
Consistently leading.
In the polls
Yeah.
by double digits.
Yeah.
What does this
That's
mean?
not for the future.
A significant development.
Yeah.
And it indicates a potential appetite for change among the electorate.
Right. So what does this all mean
Yeah.
for the future of Canadian politics?
It's a really fascinating time to be watching Canadian politics.
Right.
I think this upcoming election could be a pivotal moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Will the Liberals be able to regain the public's trust?
will they be able to regain the public's trust?
Or will we see a shift in power
Yeah.
to the Conservatives?
It's a question worth pondering, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
If the Liberal brand is indeed damaged,
right.
what does that even mean
Yeah. What does that
for
do?
the long-term direction?
For the direction of the country.
Yeah.
Will Canadians embrace a new political landscape?
Yeah. Will we see something totally different?
It's the big question.
Right.
And ultimately,
It's up to
the Canadian people.
the Canadian people to decide.
Yeah. Well, to see what happens on Election Day.
We'll see.
All right. Thanks for joining me
Thanks for having me.
for this deep dive
It was great to be here.
into Canadian politics.
Absolutely.
It's a fascinating topic.
Yeah, it's
A lot going on.
it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next
Yeah.
less than a year.
Less than a year.
Less than a year.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Take care.
Go.
Bye.
Bye.